Hi everybody, this is the baseball like the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to baseball. And hopefully you like this video. And boy, oh boy, folks, another blown game by the Mets, by their bullpen. The bullpen has been so good, but when you have injuries to Edwin Diaz, and he didn't pitch well before that, and you lose Brooks Raley to an injury for the season, it's tough to run your bullpen out there, especially when you got some guys that are very unreliable. Jake Diekman walks a lot of batters, falls behind in the count a lot of times. Now, Ketel Marte is a good player, and you got to tip your cap to a guy that beats you. But now this is the sixth loss the Mets have gotten since May 1st, where they've led after the eighth inning. So that's all on the bullpen that had been so good in May and so good in April is now letting them down. So this is just a continuation of get enough offense, you don't get any pitching. Get enough pitching, nobody hits. You get good pitching, good offense, good bullpen, and the guy in the ninth inning blows it. Or a bad error, a costly error. That's how it is for a losing team. Now I'm going to be giving you a lot of trade rumors. Met trade rumors are starting to pop up now because now we're in June. Now it's not at the serious point yet with the Mets front office, but the media is talking about it, and we're going to talk about it here. Came across a whole bunch of articles, and it'll bounce up a lot on this channel. So if you like this stuff, you want to subscribe to the channel. It is difficult now. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was a lot of fun talking about the Mets in terms of trades and stuff. And it's not so fun when you have to trade veteran players and when your team's been bad for the last year and a half. But here we go. It's from a Bleacher Report, and they basically say that there's 3 Mets that they're expected to be dealt at the deadline. I think 2 of them are probably going to get dealt. One of them maybe not. But let's see what the article has to say. The Bleacher Report, MLB trade rumors. Mets Pete Alonso, JD Martinez, Luis Severino expected to be dealt. Second season in a row, the Mets are one of the biggest, and I mean biggest, disappointments, disasters in baseball. Lumping into a 24-34 during the 2024 campaign. It's now 24 and 35, by the way. And a fire sale might be coming. But Bob Nightingale of USA Today reported that a handful of their prized players are expected to be dealt. Prized, it ain't prized. Vilified. He continued, they haven't begun yet, but the Mets will soon shop first baseman Pete Alonso, DH JD Martinez, starters Luis Severino, Shohei Ohtani, and Jose Quintana. Relievers Adam Ottavino, Jake Diekman, and Reed Garrett. Infielder Jeff McNeil, and outfielders Harrison Bader and Starling Marte. Obviously, the teddy bear, and he is a teddy bear, it's not a polar bear. Polar bears are frightening Arctic and Antarctic creatures. And Pete Alonso is not a fierce bear. It's more of a teddy bear. The 29-year-old Alonso is the headline of that group. While he's only hitting .239 this season with a .792 OPS, he's added 13 homers, woeful 29 RBIs, and 32 runs scored. The homers lead the Mets while he's tied for the team lead in RBIs and second in runs. But his market may be somewhat depressed given that he's set to hit free agency this winter, making him potentially little more than a rental for a contending team. Given that he's hit 37 or more home runs in all 4 of his major league seasons, his 16 and 57 games during the pandemic, he'll have a market come this winter. Ditto for the 36-year-old Martinez, who is well off his 33 homer pace from a year ago with the Dodgers. But for the Mets, he's hit just 5 in 32 games as a DH. He's actually been pretty good. He's really hit the ball really hard. Any team that will want him, if they need another hitter, he's excellent. Severino's 30 has been good this season, going 3-2 with a 3.52 ERA and 1.17 WHIP, and 55 strikeouts in 64 innings. The team's looking to bolster the middle or back of the rotation for a playoff push. He'd make sense as a target. The Mets will get a lot for Luis Severino. He's pitched really well. and he's pitched like an ace at times. He's a very good number 3 starter at this point in his career. Sean Manaea has been solid as well with a 3.63 ERA and 1.3 WHIP across 11 starts. Severino will be a free agent after the year, while Manaea has a $13.5 million option for 2025. Quintana, on the other hand, has been rough this year. 35 years, just 1-5 with a 5.06 ERA. He'll be a free agent as well after the season. There's always a market for Quintana. People will look at him and say, well, if we get him off the Mets, he'll pitch well. Both Marte and McNeil could have markets for teams in need of outfield and infield help, respectively, with Marte currently the more enticing of the two. The Mets still have 2 months until the trade deadline, but if they continue the pace they set in May and go in a dreadful 9-19 in the month, expect them to become major sellers. I think they're going to become big-time sellers. I could see the Mets trading Jeff McNeil and Pete Alonso to the Mariners. That is a place I could definitely see them both going. Because for years, for like 6 years, Jerry DiPoto has been in love with Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil almost went in the Edwin Diaz, Robbie Cano deal years ago until Brody Van Wagenen backed out of it because he was getting all kinds of brushback from Met fans online saying not to make that deal. And that would have been, I don't know how that deal would have went, but I could definitely see that deal happening. I also see the Cubs with Alonso, that's without a doubt. If the Mets were to trade Pete, the Mets should try to get the most value for him by asking for 1 or 2 prospects, get their best prospects for whatever team that he would get traded to. Don't look for like 3 or 4 players. You're not going to get anything of value. But if you trade Pete, you get 1 player, the best prospect in the system, preferably a team that is a good team, there's a team that has a good farm system. The Padres are one, the Cubs are one. The Royals do not have a good farm system. I've been reading up on them a little bit. They don't have a good farm system. Neither do the Mariners. You trade Pete to a team that has a good farm system, and a guy that can help you right away. There's also been this talk. I don't believe this. I know that Jim Bowden, former general manager, talked about the Mets would be interested in signing Pete after the season. I don't see the Mets doing that. I think the Mets will move on. If you trade a player, why would you sign him? And if you're going to trade him, if you're going to sign him, why trade him? Especially if you have that exclusive window to sign him. I don't know if you're going to do that. I think the Mets would probably all likely to put a new guy at first base, either be Vientos or somebody else outside the organization. I don't see the Mets pivoting to Pete in the offseason to trade him. And you never know what Pete goes to another city, if he likes it there, or he just gets ticked off that the Mets traded him, And I think we've seen enough now. Do you want to keep going down this road with Pete? Like I said in the beginning of this video, he's a bit of he's a teddy bear. He's not a polar bear. He's a teddy bear. Soft, weak teddy bear. Sorry. And I love the guy. I love watching him hit home runs, but I call it like I see it now. I don't see anything changing him personality-wise. And really, the sort of team meeting that the Mets had while he was at the hospital, and he said he had no opinion on it. It's a little strange, kind of a strange kind of reaction to something that seems kind of very important. So, he sort of shrugged his shoulders about that. Anyway, let me know what you think about this video. And of course, sorry that we had to go through all this, but this is how it is. Got to deal with reality, and we're going to make fun of these players until they're the hell out of here. And then the next group of guys don't do well, we'll make fun of them too. Thank you for watching this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.